We are so grateful for all of the ongoing partnership between MacArthur Foundation and the Chicago Community Trust. And under your leadership, I am so excited about what you are doing. And I thought I would just start the conversation off with one of the things I most admire about what you have done, which is you have put a laser focus on a topic here in Chicago on closing the racial and ethnic wealth gap. Anybody who knows what you are up to knows that that is a centerpiece of what you're doing. Of course, we join you in that effort, but I really think you've set a standard for clarity and effectiveness. And we all know that the pandemic, unfortunately, has affected our Black and Brown communities disproportionately during this period, the last couple of years. We also know that you are leading the recovery here in Chicago in many respects, pulling together not just the philanthropic sector, but also corporate actors and linking us up effectively, I think, to the government recovery efforts. Now, I just wonder at this stage, what should we understand about how the pandemic remains a real and present danger for our communities of color here in Chicago?
Thanks, John. First of all, it's a real pleasure to be with you. It's a real honor to be part of this annual essay. So I'll just start by also thanking you for the incredible partnership, because I think, you know, one of the wonderful things about Chicago is the very collaborative ecosystem that we work in. And so it really does make a big difference for us. So let me say a bit about the pandemic. And as we know, and, you know, again, back to what you were saying about our highest priority of closing the racial and ethnic wealth gap, you know, we knew that when we decided on that made a lot of sense, because it was kind of the underlying issue for so many of Chicago's challenges. And, you know, I think we thought it was the right thing to do. And there were some who also understood why that was in the best interest of the Chicago region. But I think COVID came along and really highlighted that. And the disparities that we saw between Black and Latinx communities, both in terms of being more at risk for getting new infections because of the jobs that people work, the places they live, et cetera, but also having more serious consequences because of the disproportionate burden of poor health and particularly chronic diseases among communities of color. So, you know, we went into this with the communities that were already fragile from a health as well as an economic standpoint, you know, being the ones that were most hard hit. And it's why we're so focused on making sure that as we come out of this pandemic, both the health as well as the economic challenges, that we don't forget the communities that were left behind. So to your question specifically, you know, these disparities and inequities still exist. And, you know, we know that the life expectancy ranges as high as 30 years from an affluent neighborhood downtown to one of the poor neighborhoods in the South Side. And, you know, COVID has only exacerbated those health issues. It's also exacerbated the economic issues. And I think that, you know, we are going to have to really redouble our efforts to make sure that those consequences are reversed and that those neighborhoods get brought along. I'll also just in closing say that, you know, these health inequities didn't start with COVID. They're not going to end with COVID, but it is something that I think we really, as the richest nation in the world, you know, to have Black women dying at 3 times the rate of white women, and, you know, to have the kind of statistics around obesity, diabetes, et cetera, that disproportionately impact communities of color, particularly African-American, that legacy has to change. And I think we saw some things within the COVID pandemic that give us some more ammunition, some more innovative ways of thinking about how can we repair this breach so that everybody has the opportunity for a safe and healthy life.